Good morning and welcome to chapter 6 of Girl Wash Your Face. Here with Owen. Henry's first day of preschool today, so we have a little bit of extra time. So I just re-listened to chapter 6. Notice I am skipping chapter 5. The discussion questions that I was using didn't really go into it, and we're not going to eventually have time to do all the chapters, so I wanted to, there's a few that we might skip in between. Chapter 5 was like the one about like her and her husband's relationship and how it started and blah, blah, blah. This one's better. So this one is called No is the Final Answer, and that was her lie. So she talks a lot about in this one how she heard no so much with her big goals about writing books and all that kind of stuff. And then, so she does do a lot of talking. So I'm going to skip like her big stories. So if you read the chapter, feel free to comment also on her stories. But I'm going to go through, I wrote notes, of course, and go through what I thought was like the best lines that she said in it. So she says, no is only an answer if you accept it. And this is all talking about your dreams, by the way. These are like what, actually, did I write this down? I might not have written this down. We'll start here. She said, pause the book or close the book or pause. I'm listening to it on Audible, so she said, pause it. Pause and write down your dreams. She said to try to write down 10 and just keep writing until you get to like the real stuff. So the beginning might have like these little things, or maybe you know right away like what you want your big dreams to be. But she said just keep writing until you make sure you get to like what you really want. And so for some of you in here, that what you really want might be to feel better, to lose 10 pounds, to lose 30 pounds, to gain 5 pounds of muscle, to feel in control of your eating, to take your business to the next level, to start a business. I don't know, whatever your goals are. So she says to write them down. And then once you have those, that's where the no is only an answer if you accept it. So this is all talking about your dreams and what you want to have happen. So she says, refuse to take no for an answer, and nobody gets to tell you how big your dreams need to be. So if you have this big dream or this big goal, you're in charge of it. You have to take care of your goal. You kind of have to like not listen so much to what other people think about your goal. It's yours, it's your life, and you don't have to take no for an answer. She says no. She doesn't think of no like a stop sign. She thinks of it like a yield or a slow down sign, or a sign that means you need to change course to make it to your destination. So I like that a lot. I think she talks about that again later, how when you hit a roadblock in whatever that means for your goals, if it's someone telling you no, then you need to look for a different way around it. Maybe you hit a roadblock in your weight loss journey, then you need to look for an alternate route around that. I'm sure Libby's video from yesterday touched on that, which I have to watch after this. So there's always another course, another alternate way to get to your destination. I don't know if you've ever heard of like this story about like a fly. Bella's like eating Owen's food. That's why I keep looking down here. Or I'm sure you've seen the fly too. So you know like a fly when it's trying to get outside and it just keeps like banging its head against the window, like keeps doing it, right? And you're like, oh my God. And like it just keeps doing it because it's trying to get outside. It's like, my goal is to get outside. So all you hear is that like annoying sound, right? Of like the fly hitting the window. And like for all that fly knows, there's a door open like a foot next to the window. But it's not going for the door, it just keeps going for the window. So that open door is like your alternate route, right? Your other way to get to your goal. If the fly like looked around a little more, or took a step back, it would notice there's an open door right next to the window and it can go outside. So I really like that visual, even though I know flies are kind of gross. But that always really stuck with me. Like, don't be the fly hitting your head against the window. Don't keep doing the same things to get to your goal, even though maybe it looks like maybe it should work. But if it's not working, it's not working. Just take a step back and find another way. She didn't talk about the fly thing, but I like that. Okay, so then she says, what if life isn't happening to you? What if it is happening for you? Okay, so she talks a little bit here, which I love, about perception, right? So we are only in control of us in how we perceive everything. We are not in control of all these outside circumstances. We are in control of how we react to them, how we perceive them. And so why not think about it as life is happening for you? And she is someone, she's had a lot of tough stuff happen to her. So she is not like this like sugarcoating blah, 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 being like, oh, everything happens for a reason and blah, blah, blah. She really is, but she's like, if it's going to happen, why not take a different perception? Perceive it differently, because you can't change what's happening. I know Libby and I were really talking about that the other day too, like reframing our problems. So anything bad that we feel is happening to us, what if we thought we were going through it so we could help someone else down the road go through it? So looking at what you're going through, even if it's utter crap, maybe it would help you to think, if I can figure out a way to get through this, then I can help someone else that I love at some point navigate their way through it. So that I kind of like that, looking at the perception. She says, we need to shout out our goals. What are your dreams? So really, like, what do you want? I feel like we spend so much time just going through life, going through the motions, going to work, getting up, blah, blah, blah. What if we really thought, like, what do you want? Do you want to save to go on a vacation? Do you want to fit back into your pre-pregnancy clothes? Do you want to make $2,000 a month? I don't know. Whatever you want to do, what is it? What are your dreams? Oh, Owen wants to be on my video. And then she says, like, do you think this is hard? So what? So she takes a little tough love in the end of that one. And I guess that's really the middle still. And she's like, so what? She knows it's hard. When you're working for something, it's not always going to be easy. We know this, right? If it was easy, we would have already done it. It would already be done. Everyone else would be doing it. So no one's saying it's supposed to be easy. And she says, how many times have you given up when it got hard? This is a point, I didn't write this down, but I think this is where she started talking about when she gives up on something. When she gives up on something, she thinks about it like almost like a death. So like she can see like that her dreams have died. A little like morbid, but she says, remember why you started, and I really like this quote. The only thing worse than giving up is wishing that you hadn't. It was coffee on it, that's why I ate that first. So I really like that. I'll say that again. The only thing worse than giving up is wishing that you hadn't. Regrets, right? We don't want them. They're not nice. So like, I don't want to make you in a bad mood, but like think back, like are there things in your past that you've given up on that like you wish you didn't, right? So if you're working on a goal right now, I mean, that's why we're all in here, right? We all have goals around our health in here. They could be totally different, but we all have one. If you don't want to look back in a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years, 10 years, and think, ugh, I wish I hadn't given up, right? So that's like a nice visual maybe of projecting down the road and thinking like you don't want to look back and and wish you hadn't given up. You want to look back and be like, I am so happy I said yes and I did it even though it was hard, and now look where you are now. You know, maybe you can go shopping and fit into all the clothes that you want to fit in. Maybe you feel more confident. Maybe you're making the money that you wanted to make so you can do more things with your family. So the only thing worse than giving up is wishing that you hadn't. I really liked that. Your dream is worth fighting for. While you aren't in control of what life throws at you, you are in control of the fight. So you are in control of how you respond to it. And she definitely does mention a few times, like, if you're really going through something, like, even just getting up and doing what you need to do is a big deal. She talks about not letting a traumatic event derail you, but at the same time, like, have some grace for yourself. Like, if all you really can do is get up, oh, no battery, just know that you're doing awesome by getting up. But then also know you don't want to be giving up on your goal or your dream. It's not about the goal or the dream. Oh, I like this one. Ready? It's not about the goal or the dream. It's about who you become on your way to that goal. Give Bella water. You'd think without having a toddler around, I'd be able to do a video. My dog is just as much work as the toddler. So I'm going to say that again because I really like that. It's not about the goal or the dream. It's about who you become on your way to that goal. By sticking out that goal, the perseverance that you will like have, the confidence in yourself to keep going. I know with like coaching, like I have a lot of goals around this business and these kind of groups. And like for me, you know, when I reach that goal, yeah, it's going to be amazing, and I'm reaching little goals all the time. However, like who I am becoming in the process, you know, the personal development that I'm reading in the process that's I totally agree. That's even bigger than actually getting to the goal. So like if you're working on, you know, having consistent workouts or getting in control of your food, the person that you're becoming by that, with that consistency and dedication and perseverance, and I'm not saying we have to be perfect, that person, you are becoming that the whole way. It's not like just when you hit those 20 pounds gone, okay, now I'm the person that I wanted to become. That whole journey, you are becoming someone, like the next better version of you. Okay. And nobody will care about your dream as much as you do, which is super true, right? We're always the ones that care more about our dreams, which we're supposed to care the most about our dreams. Everyone else cares more about their dreams. And she says, do you want the big stuff? Okay, do you want the big stuff? So if you want your big goals, she says, you don't get there by not saying yes. I wrote really sloppy at the end here. I was holding Owen. By not giving up. Oh, so you don't get there by not saying yes. You get there by not giving up when you say no. So you get there by not giving up when you hear no, which is huge. Okay, and that no, I should say this. Someone telling you no, that someone could be you. It's not like, say you want to lose weight and you want to have consistent workouts and you want to be in control of your eating. It might not be your husband being like, hey, let's go have ice cream, or hey, don't eat your vegetables, or hey, let's have soda instead of water, or hey, who cares? I don't need you to be healthier for our family. It might not be him. It might not be your mom or your kids. It might be you telling yourself no. As women, I think that is probably the biggest person that tells us no, is ourselves, right? All that mind chatter, that negative self-talk, that's most likely your no is not coming from some outside source. Most likely your no is you. So that's where you really need to like dig deep and do some serious thought work, like noticing, being conscious of your thoughts, because those thoughts are going to make you feel a certain way and take certain actions, and they're either going to get you to where you want to go, it's so sad, or not get you to where you want to go. So, yeah, keep going on tangents, but I guess that's what this is about. Okay, so the 2 discussion questions for this chapter. What goal or dream came to mind during this chapter? So what big goal or dream are you working on right now that you want to persevere at, and you want to, even if you hear a no, whether that's your own mind or someone else, you're going to find an alternate way to get to it. And how did this chapter make you rethink failure? So, like, kind of like the alternate route thing. How did it make you think about failure? Okay, so Cranky Baby's gonna say bye. Bye. Say happy chapter 6. Bye. And also, feel free to comment if you don't like the discussion questions or something else resonated with you. Go for it. I just put those specific ones there to give someone to talk about. But if you want to talk about something else, we would love to chat about what you want to talk about. So, yay goals. Yay no negative self-talk, or at least noticing it, which I know it's hard to get rid of. And yay, happy baby. Bye.